Joining us, some of you off of work today. We're getting ready for the college football national championship coming up tonight. Miami and Indiana. The betting action continues, and the bets continue to come in. And yesterday afternoon, Pat, it appears that a lot of sharp money coming in on the Miami Hurricanes because it was an 8.5-point spread. Now Indiana is favored by 7.5, and the belief is that those sharps were betting on Miami. Now, is that to lower the line? Because I would think that either they genuinely like Miami or they're trying to buy it down and they really like Indiana.
Yeah, this will, at kickoff, whether it's 7.5 or 8.5, it's going to be the 8th largest point spread in a national championship game. You remember the most?
The most would have been Alabama. And was it Clemson or Ohio State?
The largest point spread for a national championship game was Georgia against TCU.
Oh.
Georgia was a 13.5-point favorite. They covered.
Covered a few times.
Yeah, they covered more than a few times. 65-7 the final.
Okay.
The second largest point spread was 2002. Miami was an 11.5-point favorite over Ohio State.
Ooh.
And Ohio State won by a touchdown. The third largest point spread in a national championship game was in 2013 when Florida State was an 11-point favorite against Auburn. And Florida State won by 3. The fourth largest point spread was back in 2000. Florida State, they were a 10.5-point favorite over Oklahoma. In 2012, Bama was a 10-point favorite against Notre Dame, and they beat them 42-14. The sixth largest point spread was back in 2020. Bama was a 9.5-point favorite against Ohio State. They easily covered there 52-24. And in 2024, last year, Ohio State, they were an 8.5-point favorite against Notre Dame, and they covered because they won by 11.
One thing's for sure right now, the secondary ticket market, lowest ticket to get in as of this morning was $4,000. You want a better seat? Up to $10,000.
Can you imagine what Michael Irvin will do tonight if Miami wins this game?
Yes, I can.
Mm-hmm.
I know exactly what he'll be doing if they win this game.
Yeah.
Probably on the sideline. Maybe during the game.
With a belt.
I was thinking late night. But, yeah. He'll be excited.
Does he have that fingernail thing we were talking about the other day?
I don't know.
He'll have that belt off, taking that Indiana jersey, whipping it on the sideline.
He finds a way to keep his energy up all the time. It's impressive.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
It's built differently. All pro.
Mm-hmm. Great player.
Yeah, he was. He was really good.
All right, are you guys ready for Bet It or Forget It?
I'm always ready.
I am. Landrup's not.
I'm ready.
All right. If you're new to the program, during the college football season, every Friday,
I got sliding shorts on.
we would pick 5 games against the point spread. And everybody on the show, for the exception of me, because I'm the one that comes up with the games, they bet against the point spread to see where you are as we head into the final week of the season. It's been very back and forth. Conrad has kind of came out of nowhere over the course of the last month of the season. Matter of fact, I think he was just kind of having fun towards the back end of the season, not like taking it very seriously. And then all of a sudden, he's back in the race.
That's right.
He is now currently 1 game behind Landrum. Landrum is 2 games over for the season. Conrad is even at 500. So, but this contest is Bet It or Forget It.
The following is for entertainment purposes only. Listener discretion is advised.
3-man fronts. Bet it or forget it.
And just a reminder, Molly is last year's champion. She is out of the race this year, but she has been, once again, like I said last week, she has been the picture-perfect example of the way a champion should carry themselves through a championship season.
Thank you.
Unlike what's about to happen with these two clowns,
Gotta stay humble.
because these two guys, whoever wins, they're going to be obnoxious.
It's gonna be a rough year for y'all.
I got something you can honk.
See what I'm talking about? It's what we're gonna have to deal with.
Ugh.
All right, so this is the way we're gonna do it. We're gonna do the game. Molly is going to pick first, and then Landrum, and then Conrad. That will be the picking order.
All right, Landrum, one more time. You want to do both the total and the outright winner?
No.
Okay.
But I would like to buy half.
Doesn't work that way.
Okay. A reminder, Landrum's up by 1 over Conrad.
So I'm playing for a tie here, and if we tie,
If we tie, we go to the Super Bowl.
winner take all Super Bowl.
Yep. All right, here we go. Indiana, the Hoosiers, a 7.5 point favorite. Point total is 47.5. Big Ten teams are 16-4 straight up, 15-5 against the spread versus ACC opponents in bowl and playoff games dating back to 2017. Favorites have won 6 straight championship games straight up and against the spread after losing the previous 6 against the spread. Favorites of 5 points or more are just 8-9 straight up and 6-11 against the spread in national title contests since 1999. Teams failing to score 21 points in a national title game are 1-15 straight up and against the spread. So that's a very important number, 21 points. So we're going to start with Molly, the defending champion of Bet It or Forget It. You going to bet it or you going to forget it?
So I only have to pick one. I don't have to do both.
No.
Okay.
You can, whichever one you want to do, just like during the regular season. It's only one pick.
It would be hilarious if you forgot it.
I might forget it because I'm not in the running anymore.
No, I just didn't know for posterity's sake you wanted to.
Well, I
include
have
your-
a pick, but should I pick it though so I can maybe throw them off? Because I do have a pick.
I've got to
Well-
pick the opposite of whatever Landrum does, so I'm kind of out of it. I just got to go opposites.
Like I said last week, in the words of the late great Toby Keith, who's your daddy?
So you're taking Indiana in
I'm
the
taking
7.5.
Indiana.
All right, so Molly takes Indiana in the 7.5. All right.
I think Landrum's going to play the total.
The more I'm finding out about Kurt Signetti, the more he is very similar to Nick Saban. Very process oriented, but also, how about this? He's got a Chipotle routine. Orders the exact same chicken burrito bowl from Chipotle every day. I'm taking a guy who thinks like Saban. I don't think the moment's too big. I think Kurt Signetti wanted to play this game 2 days after the throttling of Oregon. Total is tempting here, but I was born in a small town. I live in a small town. Probably die in a small town. Oh, there's small communities. Give me IU. Dance with a girl who brought you.
Kind of saw that one coming.
All right.
Minus 7.5.
Yep. All right, so here's the deal. So Conrad can either take Miami or you can play the side.
And I could.
You could forget it.
I could forget it. I'm not. I do really like the over in this game, but unfortunately that doesn't really get me anywhere because in order for me to win, Miami would have to cover. So I have to take Miami. So I will take Miami plus 7.5. I don't think they're going to win this game at all, but maybe they can keep it within a touchdown for me. So I'll go Hurricanes. In a just world, I would take Indiana. I think that's the smart pick, but, you know, got to play for points here.
You heartless.
I think Indiana will win, but go Canes.
You know what? Let's just both forget it.
Nope.
Come on. Just walk away.
You can forget it, and then I'll
Let's
take
walk
Indiana. How
away,
about that?
Conrad. Just walk away.
That's not fun.
I didn't do the percentage. If he would have forgotten it and then you won the game.
Oh, I would be up in percentage points.
Yeah.
Oh, you should have forgotten it.
I've never forgotten a game. Unlike you.
Yeah, I
You
did
didn't-
one time, and I'm never doing it again.
I thought you did
He
multiple
did it
games.
twice.
Yeah, you did multiple games.
You did it twice last year.
Don't remember that. All right.
Oh, you forgot it?
Funny how that works, isn't it?
Weird.
Best of luck, Landrum.
Thank you.
Hastings is rooting for you.
Good.
He's texting in.
Are you guys back together?
I think so. I think we're good now.
Did you give him the promise ring?
Rose gold, just like he asked.
Paige has her Bucky. You have your Hastings.
That's right.
All right, so break this down for us, Molly. How do you think this is going to go? If Landrum's the champion and Conrad's the champion, what are we dealing with for the next 12 months?
Drama is what we're dealing with.
So either one of them?
I mean, we have to take it to the Super Bowl, right?
If it's a tie.
Yeah, okay. Good.
But if Landrum wins, who would be a better champion? I mean, because you're going to crown the new champion.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
You're going to put makeup on him.
What?
Yes.
It's not part of the deal.
Yes. I have plenty of glitter left, too.
No. No makeup.
You know what, Landrum? I really hope you win tonight. I'm really rooting for the Hoosiers.
I'm not doing the makeup thing.
Really
you
rooting
are,
for the
You are the
Hoosiers.
one guy on the show that gets makeup.
I have a lot of red paint.
It'll look
It's a
good.
Who would
beautiful
look better in the red
crimson.
paint? Would it be Conrad or Landrum, whoever wins?
Well, Conrad's already worn it. And he is Crimson Conrad, so it's fitting.
Yep. I'm allergic to face paint.
I think Landrum would be a horrible winner.
You think so?
Yeah.
Now that you're saying that, I'm going to be just
Yeah, he
towards
is.
you.
Yeah.
Just towards
Just
you.
towards him, yeah.
I'm
That's
gonna
how
give
it's
you.
going to be anyways.
I'm going to give you 365 straight days of Kurt Signetti quotes.
I know you will.
I like that
I
idea.
100% believe that you will do that.
But I will buy you a chicken burrito bowl from
Thanks.
Social Taco.
I appreciate it.
But it is amazing that even Conrad is in this conversation. Because, I mean, I'm going back.
Well,
and,
when we had the meeting towards the end of the year, you and I, and you said, hey, better forget it. It's getting a little sideways. I said, you want compelling radio? I said, sure. I said, all right, I can help you out.
Oh, here we go. Oh, so Landrum intentionally tanked his picks now. Is that the
Say I wasn't as focused on my picks
route
towards the
we're
end
going?
of the season.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's where they get you.
I mean, I'm sitting here looking at a couple of weeks where Conrad went 1-4.
It was bad. It was bad.
And you see my trends, and then this is how U.S. Integrity gets these guys blowing games. Because you just start seeing anomalies in my weeks. Like a couple of weeks. I went 0-5, 1-4. That's
I mean,
weird.
Conrad took Auburn against Alabama in the Iron Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did, didn't I?
That week, you only won one game against the spread. You lost the Georgia Tech game. You lost the A&M Texas game. You lost Tennessee Vanderbilt game. You lost the Iron Bowl.
And guess what? None of it mattered, Pat, because here we are now.
And you're still losing.
Yeah, I am still losing on that.
Pretty impressed that you were able to.
Not a bad turnaround.
But at one point in the season, you were 6 games above 500.
Yeah, I was about to say. I started off really hot, and then I did really bad, and now here we are. Mr. Roberts.
So the winner gets makeup by Molly. So
And to honor Kurt Signetti, I've got one of those windbreakers. I got a few of them. The quarter zips.
I'll bring it to you.
Unzipped, no undershirt.
Could we convince you to get a tattoo that just says
No.
Google me?
No.
You can get it wherever you want.
But I can paint that
I think you should paint it on him.
I think so, too.
on the forehead.
Yes.
On the forehead.
Yeah. Google me.
Or just the Google logo on his forehead.
You want that, or you want to smell weird stuff?
Or you want the SIG 10 logo.
I can offer you those two.
Sig 10, that's good.
SIG
That
10.
is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my cheek.
Which one?
There's only one place that I've proposed that I get a tattoo or paint. That would be the right one.
Well, Conrad can paint that.
See? No paint.
I'll paint it.
Yes, you will. I know you will. You sicko. You sicko.
Well, best of luck. So we'll see who gets to wear the paint from Molly. Whoever wins tonight. That should be fun.
See who wears the paint in this relationship, brother.
Will you use a stencil and spray, or was this like all by hand?
He hand draws it.
I don't know. I can hand draw.
I want it to look good if it's going to be on there.
It's going to look good, Landrum. Come
I
on.
want to look like a 5-year-old Mother's Day out. Macaroni necklace.
Nobody's going to see it. Hey, those kids work hard on those, Landrum.
You still have that on your refrigerator?
So my Christmas ornaments.
If you got a dangerous tree leaning over your house or maybe branches blocking your view, call Goldston Tree Service today, 205-337-4443. Golston's licensed pros. They handle everything from trimming and pruning to full tree removals. They're fast, they're safe, they're affordable. Call Golston Tree Service. They offer the 24-hour emergency tree service as well. So when it comes to your trees, don't risk it. Call Golston Tree Service 205-337-4443.
We've given our picks on the game, bet it or forget it. How about Danny Kanell? What does he have to say about tonight's national championship matchup? You're going to get that at 12:30 and much more. Your text on the way. Three-man front continues on Jocks.
Danny Kanell is going to join the program coming up at the bottom of the hour, brought to you by our good friends over at betonline.ag. They are helping bring Danny Kanell to us at the bottom of the hour. We'll talk to him about some prop bets and some other things going on tonight for the national championship game. If you were wondering, the Big 12 will provide the officiating crew tonight. It will not be a Southeastern Conference
I don't trust
crew.
any officials. I don't care where they come from.
It will be from the Big 12 Conference.
Say any officials. I'm just ready for anything when it comes to college football these days when it comes to officiating. That's the way I should have said it.
According to the
There's good
three-man
officials.
front Twitter poll question of the day, we asked our audience. We didn't ask them who we thought they were gonna win. We just said, "Hey, who are you pulling for tonight? Who are you rooting for?" Right now, at 68% is rooting for Indiana, and 32% rooting for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, I think for for most of America, it's hard to forget just how arrogant Miami has been.
Have we heard
As
from
a
Bama
program.
Hater? Where is he?
No.
Is he in
Bama
Miami?
Hater's been quiet.
Because remember, he told us 2 weeks ago.
Well, he doesn't have anything to talk about. Alabama's not playing anymore, so he lost interest, I guess.
But at least you will have over him next time you guys debate that Ty Simpson would not take Miami dirty money and go play for them.
That's right. Who wants to go play for that punk school?
What if we had gotten
Ty.
Miami and Alabama in a national championship?
It'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd have been fun.
It'd be awesome. I do think, though, you probably have a lot of, I mean, this is my train of thought, a lot of people that root for Indiana because you look at it as, well, Alabama lost to the best team, right? Isn't that what you do a lot of times? Your team gets eliminated from the postseason. You then root for the team that eliminates them as like a, oh, well, we lost to the best team. Okay, oh, well.
But I think a lot of it, too, is this is a program that has historically been awful.
Well, it'd be like if Vanderbilt was playing a national championship. I think the vast majority of the country would be rooting for them because it's a cool story. And it will be cool if they win tonight.
At the end of the first quarter tonight, we will have our never too early top 15 from three-man front. It is a tradition on this program. We release who we believe will be a preseason top 15 list. I've already taken a gander at Conrad's, and
Jock snuffer.
where he has Alabama ranked number 2 next year is just
Well, I had him number 1 last year, so I figured this year I'd bump him down to 2.
you dropped them one spot.
People should be proud of me. I did not have Alabama in my top 10.
No, but there's a rumor going around that you're sweet on a SEC quarterback and the promise of what they have coming back and what they've added. That's just a rumor.
I may be feeling good about somebody that I previously said not very nice things about on this show.
Who you dogged every single week.
All right.
You said he was dog trash.
He was.
It was terrible.
He was at one point. And then he got better.
And now he's proclaiming them to be the champions of the college football world for next year.
Is Kentucky in your top 15?
No.
All right.
Of the SEC, maybe.
That was a test.
Not
Of the SEC?
Yeah, of the SEC, maybe. They'd be borderline there at 15.
You got them over state? Is that it?
Let's just say that Conrad is very, very – he's pretty fired up over Texas college football teams next year.
I bet he is.
He's very high on those teams from the Lone Star State.
I think I had 3 of them in my top 10.
He's got TCU in his top 10. He's got Houston in his top 10.
You got an
Texas
affinity
State.
for Cowboys.
And UTSA, like at 15.
Yeah, the Dallas Cowboys just missed the cut, but maybe next year.
So after tonight, we will be going all in on college basketball. Bama wins over the weekend 83-81 against Oklahoma. Alabama overcame its largest deficit at halftime of this whole season. They were down by 11. The team shot only 30% behind the three-point arc. LeBaron Philon scored 9 of his 23 points in the final 4 minutes of the game, but Philon nearly cost Alabama the game when he fouled a three-point shot at the end of the game. And fortunately, Oklahoma didn't hit the free throws, but by golly, they almost had another shot to put it in and beat Alabama.
I was about to say, between that, which Oklahoma should have never had a chance to win that game at the end like they did, but you combine that with, I think it was 58% from the free throw line is what Alabama shot on Saturday.
Awful.
That is unacceptable.
Yep.
Unacceptable.
Bama does do something that they haven't found a lot of success in the last few years, and that is winning an athletic competition in Norman, Oklahoma. But they do get out of there with a win, 83-81. So Bama now 13-5, 3-2 in conference play. They will have a bye during the midweek portion of the SEC schedule. They'll be back at it against Tennessee on Saturday. Meanwhile, Auburn, South Carolina just wouldn't go away. I thought Auburn was going to blow out South Carolina, but Auburn does get the win 71-67. Jovic, 23 points. He had the best game of his career at Auburn. Keyshawn Hall played only 14 minutes. He was in foul trouble all night long, so he was not a contributor. Auburn finished 2 of 19 from behind the three-point line.
That is dreadful.
Team did connect on 50% of field goal attempts in the second half, but they just could not hit their outside shots. Tigers' 10th straight win against South Carolina. Auburn now 11-7, 2-3 in the SEC. Back at it on Wednesday against the Ole Miss Rebels.
Yeah, and Ole Miss is a game that they can get, but Just be very curious now with what you got 13 games left in the conference regular season. If they can get on a little bit of a run, I don't know. It's still really tough to figure this Auburn team out.
Yeah, I thought they would take South Carolina to the woodshed. I didn't think that would be relatively close at all. And you look up, and then all of a sudden, South Carolina just kind of sticking around.
Well, a week ago, we were talking about Keyshawn Hall was coming off of back-to-back 30-point games, and now he's struggling. Todd Pettiford struggled all year long. It's very hard.
When Auburn is reversing the ball, they're really, really good. They're playing team basketball, complementing one another. But
that's the hard thing.
Oftentimes you get, and especially with a lot of prolific scorers, you got more of those guys this year than you had on last year's squad. But then you start getting into more of that NBA game, and it's more of that, all right, it's a one-on-one matchup, I'm going to take a jumper.
It's not like last year.
Nobody's underneath.
It all ran through Janai Broome, and yeah.
Right.
It's frustrating to watch because you watch them and you go, you should be better than you are.
Mm-hmm.
Or more consistent, maybe would be a better way to put it. But
there's only a couple of, I guess you would, really one blowout.
Well, the two blowouts that they had.
Well, I was referring to
SEC?
the whole SEC on Saturday. There was only one blowout, and that happened to be Arkansas losing at Georgia. And that was a competitive game in the second half, and then it kind of got away from Arkansas. But, everybody else, Florida, 4-point win, Kentucky, 2-point win. LSU, that was a closer game. Mizzou had it tied late, and then LSU hit their free throws. They win by 8. A&M, 4-point win against Texas, and Ole Miss on 1-point win against Mississippi State. So, yeah, it was – this conference is extremely competitive. You've got 9 teams, if you look at the standings, 9 teams within one game of first place. 9.
Does it not feel kind of like football where you look – and maybe you would have said about Georgia, I guess, in football, but it just kind of look around and you're like, man, you got a lot of really, really good teams, but I don't look at the SEC and we don't have a Michigan.
You don't have top-heavy elite like we had last year.
Correct.
You had Auburn, you had really Florida, you still had Alabama that was in the conversation. Tennessee was in the conversation. I'm probably leaving somebody else out, but this year it seems like really solid throughout the league.
I personally don't see a team.
I don't see a team for the SEC.
I don't see a team in the SEC.
I think it's going to be Arizona or Michigan.
Yeah, no.
Take your pick.
Yeah. Yep.
Last year, I agree with Landrum. Last year, you could say, you know what? I see certain things and where the bracket sets up. I could see 2 or 3 SEC teams potentially being in a position to get to the Final Four. I don't see it this year.
You looked at that Duke team, and that was the team that in Houston but for the most part, everybody's talking about Cooper Flagg and that Duke team, and you could look at the SEC and say, yeah, I could see them matching up with them, beating them on a particular night. And you had already seen some of those preseason or pre-regular season matchups, but no, I think this year it's outside of the SEC, which is okay.
No, and I could see, Sweet 16, maybe 4 or 5 SEC teams in there, and then that's maybe as far as they go.
And you never know. You never know. That time of year.
Who saw Arkansas doing what they did last year?
You got a lot of high-dollar mercenaries on Michigan, on Arizona, and all of a sudden they start looking ahead. First round, second round, anything can happen.
Well, and to be fair, it's probably around this time last year that we started to look at Florida and go, oh, that might be a team that could actually go and really do – that wasn't a team early in the season. You're like, oh, they're going to win a national championship, but they grew into that. Maybe there's a team that does that.
You don't think a guy like Walter Clayton, what he was able to provide last year, getting a guy out of Iona, that was big?
I hoped.
Those guys don't exist?
Coming up next, Danny Kanell will join the program. We'll get his feelings, some picks for tonight's national championship game down in Miami. Oh, there's no better way than to spend National Championship Monday than checking in with our good friend Danny Kanell.
Danny.
The ACC playing for a national championship tonight.
Let's go, Danny.
You know, it's not Florida State. But you know what? Not an SEC team. Nowhere to be found for the third straight year.
Oh, well.
Danny Kanell joins us. Our
Just
good
means
friends.
more offseason, Pat.
Yes. Check out betonline.ag for updated college football playoff championship game lines and props. Danny, Happy New Year. Hope you're well, my friend.
Gentlemen, Happy New Year. You know, I'm in a real precarious spot here because, you know, I've been portrayed as an ACC guy, which I think I'm a Florida State guy. And then I do try to give the ACC some love, but, like, I can't root for Miami. Like, I just – even if it looks good for the ACC, I'm in this weird spot because it would be great for the conference, but I don't want them to win. You know, that makes it harder for Florida State to come back and to try to, you know, take away. So I'm in this weird spot where I guess if Miami wins, I'm supposed to be happy, but I don't know. I hope we get a good game. That's what I'm rooting for.
Danny,
I hope we get a good game.
We always stereotype fan bases. That's just what we do as fans. So
Yep.
as a Florida State guy, stereotype the Miami fan base for us.
Oh my gosh, I could have a field day with this. So first of all, they didn't go there. That's first of all, like very rare. They're
So
small
there's sidewalk
alumni.
Sidewalk alumni. That's what we're talking.
Sidewalk alumni.
Okay.
And picture like some probably jean shorts, but not jorts, but then like a tank top with tats on the arm, gold chain, hat, like flat brim, little sideways, and like with a good big gold chain, maybe with an ibis on it. Or remember the turnover chain; those are still going around too. So maybe like one of the off ones, and kind of loud, kind of obnoxious. Yeah.
All right, we're going to put Danny on hold.
A brawl too, like ready to. They are a little bit surly. Like I think Indiana fans are so nice, we'll avoid any fights. But Miami fans are always ready. They're always looking for a fight. They're just kind of, you know, they're little, maybe a little inferiority complex. They might be ready to fight.
All right, Danny. This point spread started out. It had held firm at 8.5 for a while, but within the last 24 hours, it has fluctuated to 7.5. The point total is at 47. You got a feeling one way or another on the total, the side? What do you like, if anything, on tonight's game?
Oh, I like a lot. I do. I really do like Miami. I actually took them on the money line to win the game.
Oh, okay.
And so if I like Miami, I do think there's a correlation. I think you have to like the under.
Right.
Like they're going to control the line of scrimmage, the time of possession. They're going to get Mark Fletcher going. And that's one thing they've done throughout the college football playoff, right? The Ole Miss game got a little bit loose, but it was still lower scoring at the half. And then I think their edge rushers are going to be able to make a difference. Reuben Bain and Akeem Mezator are nasty coming off the edge. And I don't care if you're Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. If you're under duress most of the night, it does impact your ability to, you know, execute at a high level. And I'm banking on that. That can be risky because Fernando Mendoza has been awesome. But I feel like nationally, I mean, whenever I hear about a team being the greatest of all time, and the game, like the season isn't complete, I'm always like, my antennas kind of go up. Like they haven't beaten Miami yet. They're already getting talked about as the greatest of all time. And maybe they will, maybe they do. And then we can have that conversation. But because they blew out Alabama, because they blew out Oregon, people completely forgot the Big Ten championship game, a game that I was at. And I thought Indiana would win that game. Like I picked them to win that game, but Ohio State had them on the ropes. Like they were in the fourth, the chip shot field goal and missed it. And, you know, Indiana wins by 3 points. I think Miami's defense is more physical. I think they're nastier. I think they're quicker than Ohio State's defense. So that's kind of the game that I see unfolding. Is much more similar to the Big Ten championship than the last two blowouts that Indiana's had.
So how do you see, and go quarterback for us in offense, but how do you see Indiana combating that and trying to mitigate some of that pressure that they're going to see up front and all night from Miami?
A couple different things. One, and they did this in the Big Ten championship game, they moved the pocket. Fernando Mendoza is pretty mobile. So they had some designed rollouts, some bootlegs. you don't want to have him sitting there on one point in the middle. He'll just get killed all night. The other thing is screen game, quick screen game, and even, whether it's wide receiver screens or traditional running back screens, you can use those edge rushers' aggression against them when you kind of have to do as your tackle is just kind of get a hand on them, slow them down, like kind of fool them. You have to make them think they're going to get a sack. And then once they come up, you bait them to come up close to you, and then you drop it right over them, and you got a couple linemen out in front. That can be incredibly frustrating for a defensive end. It gets tiring too. They're trying to run after you, and you're retreating down. You get frustrated. So I think those are a couple ways. But one of the things to watch out for in the game, and I'm very curious to see what Indiana does, I think their best chance to have success early is through the air, because Miami has Xavier Lucas, their starting defensive back, is gone for the first half because he's suspended because of the dumb rule with targeting, which makes no sense. They have a couple injuries in the secondary, so they're a little bit thin. And Indiana has 3 wide receivers who are really good. And, Indiana's one of the more balanced teams in the country. They're very, that's 50-50 split almost. I almost anticipate them coming out throwing, attacking the outside, because I think that's their best chance of success. And so I'm very curious to see how that opening. And then they have to protect. So that's a huge opportunity for Miami to see, are they going to pressure? Are they going to leave those young players in the secondary on an island? It's really an interesting chess match that I think is going to unfold early in the game.
All right, Danny, you're brought to us by betonline.ag for updated college football playoff championship game lines and props. You can go to betonline.ag. All right, so I have to ask you about a couple of props. Let's talk about some player stats. Carson Beck passing yards, over or under 203.5?
I would go under. I know he had a pretty big game against Ole Miss, but before that it was 103 and 138, I think, against Texas A&M and Ohio State. I think Ole Miss's defense wasn't as good as the defense they're going to face. And I have to believe that Miami wants to really establish the run game to keep the ball away from Fernando Mendoza. That's their recipe. And sure, there's a big player, too, that's in there. And again, this is in the mindset. I think Miami's going to win. I think that formula is, Carson Beck is 18 for 23 for 185 with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions ideally. I think he could get away with 1, but, sort of more of a game manager type role.
If Indiana pulls it off and Cignetti, Danny, is able to do this, how many programs, general managers around the country try to replicate exactly what Curt Cignetti and his staff have instilled in Bloomington?
Good luck trying to do it. He really did. I know his story's been awesome, and I think Curt Cignetti right now is the best coach in college football, so I don't want to diminish what he's done. But if Curt Cignetti goes to Indiana 8 years ago, 7 years ago, this doesn't happen. He was able to bring and pay 14 players from James Madison, his best players he was able to bring there. And then last year, you saw there was a little bit of a talent gap, and their schedule was very easy. And then when they played Ohio State, when they played Notre Dame, they got exposed a little bit. So what'd they do? They went out and they bought players, just like everybody does. They bought Pat Coogan, their offensive lineman. They bought their left tackle because they knew they needed to get bigger and better and stronger at a lot of different positions. They went out and got Roman Hemby, a running back from Maryland. They got Fernando Mendoza from Cal, who didn't come cheap. So they were able to compete because Curt Cignetti is a great coach. He's a great talent evaluator, but also because they invested in the football program. But to your question, a lot of people, like Texas Tech, they spent a ton of money, and they had the best defense in the Big 12. Now, they didn't really spend on a quarterback, and now they're realizing, we better get a quarterback. So they go get Brendan Sorsby, the highest paid quarterback in the portal, and now he's coming to Lubbock to be a Texas Tech quarterback. But I do think everyone's going to try to replicate this, but I still think you have to be a top 15, top 20 spender as far as across the board. You can't be top 50 and have the 50th payroll and expect to compete. That will never change unless we have a cap or something. It's still wild. You don't know who's paying what. But I can guarantee you Indiana's a top 10 spender. And then they pair it with Curt Cignetti, who is a great eye for talent, and he's been great at developing that talent. It's been awesome. So, yeah, I think but you know what else it's going to do? It's going to put a ton of pressure on new coaches that, oh, he could turn it around. Why aren't you? And I do think he's a rare breed that has kind of all come together in this perfect storm.
Danny, in next week, well, not next week, this week, there's the potential, I guess Friday is the deadline for a potential college football playoff expansion. Things did not go well yesterday at the college football playoff management meeting. It seems that there's an impasse between Greg Sankey and Tony Petitti. If they were to call you and say, Danny, we want your input, 12, 16, 24, where's Danny Kanell? Which side are you on in regards to expansion, if any?
Well, you guys won't like this, but I would say let's get rid of the committee. Give me the top 4 teams from the Big Ten, SEC, ACC, and Big 12, and let's have a 16-team playoff, and let's settle it on the field. No committee, no bias. But that'll never happen because the ACC and the Big 12, and I'm well aware of this, are not viewed the same. They don't have the same resources as the Big Ten and the SEC. So then it's like I would pitch a plan where you got maybe 4 from the Big Ten, 4 from the SEC, 3 from the ACC, 3 from the Big 12. I would be willing to sacrifice a team, and then maybe 2 at-large teams, so that if the Big Ten or SEC had a team or 2 that was that was really good but just missed out in the top 4, I would try to pitch them on something like that. I think they're going to stay at 12 for one more year, but I can't stand the committee. I don't like the selection process. I think it puts college football. It makes a lot of fans feel like there's, nefarious things going on with ESPN's connection to the SEC. And then you do hear like guys like Joel Klatt, who I like and respect. He's trying to hammer home how many Big Ten teams should be in. And then you've got Geisman, how many SEC teams should be in. And I'm over here saying, well, are we sure we don't need 3 or 4 ACC teams in? And all of it just makes us all look foolish and biased, even though I don't think we are. But like you want to see parity and you want to see more teams get the opportunity. It just creates the illusion that there's, bias out there. And if you just have a straightforward playoff like every other sport does, professional sport, then I think it would settle a lot of those problems perception-wise for college football. But I don't know if we're going to get there. So ultimately, I think we get one more year, 12, which I don't think is the worst case. I think this year was fun. College football historically has had teams get left out. You kind of just have to swallow that pill. And this year was Notre Dame, and that stinks. I would love to see them have some sort of rule where you can only get 1 group of 5. I'd be okay with 0. Yeah. But they do have to get 1 in there. But I think they might come up with a rule to protect that so we don't get 2 again. But I do think we're going to be at 12 for one more year.
Yeah, I agree. And listen, you're not going to hear us argue. We're not a fan of the committee at all. Heck, I was okay with going back to BCS. At least in the BCS, you knew each and every week where they were pulling their data from, and it was available for everyone. It wasn't behind closed doors. So, but anyway. Yeah. Well, Danny Kanell, he's always brought to you by betonline.ag for updated college football championship game lines and props. Go to betonline.ag. Danny, it's always a pleasure. We have a lot of fun. You're always a good sport to come on, and we love the back and forth with you being a ACC homer and a Florida State Seminole. Hey, hopefully
SEC you'll be hater.
Yeah, will you be in Tuscaloosa for the Florida State game in 2026?
I work with Damian Harris. I don't know if he's allowed back in Tuscaloosa. He's been hard on the Crimson Tide. I hope so because we were there in Tallahassee. I want to be there in Tuscaloosa. So even though we might get drilled, Florida State's in a rough spot. You guys might have some sweet revenge in that game, but I want to be there. I'd love to be a part.
Hey, we'll take care of you. You come to Sweet Home Alabama, Danny.
Yeah,
we'll take care
of you, Danny. We won't.
All right,
now,
you got it. I'm going to hold you to it.
We'll protect you.
I can't say that for about Damian Harris.
We have people who will protect you.
But I can say that Danny Kanell will have a good time. I'm not sure if Damian
Harris might not have a good time.
may not be welcome back.
Danny might get treated like royalty.
Yeah. Yes. All right, Danny. Hey, Happy New Year. Always great to talk to you, Danny. We'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate you guys, too. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, thanks. That's Danny Kanell joined us on the Higginbotham Hotline. You deserve solutions that are built for you. Higginbotham is your one-source solution for insurance, financial, and HR services.
If you missed all of what Danny said, very interesting takeaway from that conversation. We'll tell you what it was next.
So the Alabama Crimson Tide basketball team, they climb one spot to number 17 in the men's basketball AP poll. Bama off until Saturday against the Tennessee Vols. Tennessee kind of licking their wounds right now, losing to Kentucky at home. Ouch. A Kentucky team that should have lost to LSU midweek. Then they go to Rocky Top, and, man, Rick Barnes. That's what we're talking about. Like last year, you could say that Tennessee would have been potentially one of those teams that could have made the Final Four, you know?
Wouldn't it be funny if this was the year that Rick Barnes finally made it to the Final Four?
Yeah.
It would be so Tennessee. It was just like Tennessee never sniffed the national championship in football with Peyton Manning as the quarterback. And the moment he left, the very next year, they win a national championship with T. Martin.
Yeah.
The very next year.
Boy, they were stockpiled, though. Woo. That Tennessee team had some players.
Well,
Getting to watch that team in person in Knoxville in the late 90s, it was a year after their national championship. They had guys everywhere.
Well, and you had Rick Barnes after the game who, I mean, he straight up said if we still had, it was Ziegler and I think Meshack maybe, but he called out two of the players from last year's team and said, oh, yeah, we got those guys on this team. We win that basketball game.
Zakai Ziegler.
Felt like
NCAA
he was in college
didn't
for
let
10
him.
years.
Well, the NCAA, remember, didn't he file for the extra?
He did try. You're right.
Yeah.
Yep.
He filed for it
You're right.
and didn't get it. They're excited. They got Staub coming in on the football side. They're excited about that.
Mm-hmm. They're big time. The Baseball America, college baseball is right around the corner. The preseason college top 25 has just been released by Baseball America. The Auburn Tigers, preseason number 5 in America.
Wow.
UCLA is number 1, followed by LSU, Mississippi State, Georgia Tech, and then Auburn. At number 6 is Georgia, North Carolina, Texas, TCU, Arkansas rounds out the top 10. Alabama is not a preseason top 25 team.
I'd say what Auburn's uniforms, we saw Nike and they unveiled what they're going to have at their disposal this year. They got some sharp looking gear. Good job, Butch, or whoever put that together.
Yep. So we will have basketball after tonight. We'll have college baseball right around the corner as they'll be getting started. We've got pitchers and catchers reporting in Major League Baseball mid-February.
And in case you missed it, Danny Kanell, when he joined us, Florida State guy, actually took Miami in the money line.
And if you're interested in that, Miami is a plus 252 on the money line. Nice little return.
Lot of love coming in on Miami here late. Started yesterday with a sharp money. Now Danny Kanell,
I picked him.
Conrad.
It's an asterisk next to mine, but that's okay.
How much of this is wishful thinking?
I think people just want a good game. It is wishful thinking. Coach Bill Clark will join the program next.